Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today I have another speed paint. This is a dragon concept that I made for Dragon Adventures as a fan artist, but my goal one day is to get concept artist. Anyways, here's my third Dragon Adventures concept that I made. This one is called LUILU, which is very hard to say, but I thought the name was cute and that it fit, so I chose that. This whole concept art process for me, it takes a while to learn, and I'm glad that I have been dedicated in practicing because it's really important for me to learn how to do good concepts and get better if I want to do it in the future as well. Definitely between this one and the Yelthern concept in the last video, I did a lot of studying other concept artists' concept art, right? That's the number one way to get better, is to take examples from other people and apply it to yourself. What is mine doing that isn't as good as the others, or what makes it better? Is it your anatomy? Is it your line art? Is it your patterns and all that? I'm not the best at anatomy and line art, but definitely what I needed to work on was my patterning, so that was my big goal for this concept, is to focus on patterning. Especially with such a limited palette, with Dragon Adventures you only have 3 or 4 colors to work off of. You really have to know how the colors can work together really well and intertwine, so you don't have blank spots that don't look very good. Anyways, this concept art journey has really been something that I'm really invested in, and again, I'm glad that I'm doing it because it's really enjoyable, and hopefully one day I can get something put in a game, which is my dream. So next, I'll be talking about my process. Here you can see I'm filling the whole line art with this pink background color. This step isn't necessary, but I've found that it really helps me when I'm trying to figure out the patterns, because you don't want to get on making patterns with clean lines and then you want to change something, because that wastes your time. So I take this blank layer and I take the 3 colors that I want to use, and then I basically sketch it out. It doesn't have to fit in the lines, it just has to basically block in the colors where I want them to go. So I slowly fill it in, and in this step I'm also experimenting with the patterns. I did have a sketch that I did before, so I did the sketch and then the line art and then these blocky colors. So I'm experimenting with the patterns. I'm using some ideas from what I originally had and adding some new ones to improve it. And if you're struggling with patterns like me, Pinterest is one of your best friends. Just look up fantasy creature art. I have so many boards of inspiration of different types of creatures and all that to get patterns in mind. But anyway, after I finish the patterns, I move on to the final colors, or the clean lines, or whatever. I really don't have official terms. This is just learning by myself. This is just what I call them. So when making a concept, especially with Dragon Adventures, I think it's important to make sure the colors are separated and you don't color everything on one layer. So I will take a full layer of color, like the whole dragon, and make it the primary color, and then duplicate it and make that the secondary color. So that way when I erase the primary, the secondary is underneath, and it keeps everything clean. Then when I go to do the tertiary color, which generally done a little bit less with, not all the time, but just in this example, I just went and did that on top of the primary and secondary to make things easy. Especially since there were a lot of little things like horns and claws and whatever that I wanted to do with the honey color just on top would make it a lot easier. And as you can see, I'm still experimenting a little bit. I cut a lot of it out, but there was a lot of time that I spent on the head making it look how I wanted, so definitely it's a lot of trial and error, and take lots of breaks, I recommend. Do it over a couple days. I did the sketch 2 or 3 weeks ago, the original one, and then I came back to it, I did the line art, and I was like, I don't like this, and I came back later and I'm like, I was onto something, so I kept going with it. My advice, if you want to improve at anything, definitely finish projects, especially art. From what I've learned, if you don't finish it, you don't get the end reward of feeling accomplished, basically. Even if it's just a step and you're not happy with where you are yet, the steps matter. You can't just jump to the end, basically. After I was happy with all the colors, I went ahead and did the mutations. So each dragon has 5 mutations, and I went ahead and decided which ones I would want where, or like what mutations. And that also doesn't seem very hard, but it also is, because one thing I've found is that a lot of dragons just add spikes or more claws or something, and for some that fits a lot, but in this theme I don't think it does. So I was really deciding what would fit. And another thing that's really important is that you can't add new elements, or it just feels confusing, or it looks odd or something. Like if I were to add big like spikes to the back of this dragon, that wouldn't really make sense for it, right? Because it has the circular claw on the wing, and it has the like the prong tong whatever shaped horns on the head, and so those are the 2 types of shapes that I have going on. So to add a new shape would kind of throw off the balance, I guess, if that makes sense. So I also keep that in mind while I'm adding the mutations. And again, with the mutations, you can see that I'm doing a lot of experimenting. I don't quite know what I want. But in the end, I took a break, I came back, and I'm like, I like this, or I don't like that. So I changed some stuff, made it look better. But yeah, that's basically it. Sorry the commentary is a little bit impromptu, though do let me know if you guys would like a detailed tutorial, because I would do that. Like always, like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and leave your other dragon ideas down in the comments. If I see one that I really like, then I might make a concept on it, so yeah. I'm also going to be posting the full time lapse on my second channel, so that'll be in the description. Go check that out too. But yeah, thank you so much again, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.